Can you hear me clearly? Can you confirm that you can hear me? Okay. So are you here? Florence, Zainab, Kelvin, everyone else, can you hear me? Let me be sure you can hear me. I've only gotten one thumbs up so far. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I want to be sure everyone else is here. Okay, great. Just to see so far. Who else is here? So the session is going to be very, very interactive. And I would like you to indulge me as we proceed. The conversation is also going to be a very interesting one. Yes, conversation, because this is not going to be a training. So I would like for you to invite your friends, your colleagues, your family members that you know will benefit from a conversation around how they can secure a job faster in the UK. All right. So you might have joined sessions like this before, but trust me, we're going to be unpacking some new knowledge, right? Not just knowledge for the sake of knowledge, but knowledge that you can immediately implement, like from tomorrow, right? Things that you can already start doing from tomorrow, things that are very easy for you to actually do. That's what we're going to be addressing today. So stick around because this session is not just going to be impactful, but I'm also going to be giving out some amazing, amazing gifts. So I'm going to share my screen right about now. So just give me a minute, please. Okay? All right. So before we also get started, the conversation and everything wise, I would also like to get to know you. Okay. So can you type in the chat what you currently do in the UK and the tech field you're trying to get into? So if you're currently working any kind of menial job, you can type it in the chat and what tech career you want to get. So I can type something like caregiver, product manager, right? So caregiver is what you're currently doing, but you aspire to land a job as a project manager. You aspire to get a job as a data analyst. You aspire to get a job as a data engineer. So that's the kind of way I want us to introduce ourselves. So for everyone who is on the call with me today, please use the chat. Okay, introduce yourself with what you currently do and what you're trying to get a job in. So just like Freedom has done, that's what I would like all of us to do. So Freedom says care assistant and is trying to get a job as a data analyst. So just like Freedom has done. Okay, thank you, Kelvin. Caregiver, clinical data analyst. Amazing. Thank you very much, Kelvin. Can I get more responses? Can I get more people type that in the chat? So we're going to, I'm going to share my screen right about now, but let me just read a few more comments, okay? Adefunke says, employee experience advisor trying to get a job as a project manager. Beautiful. Thank you very much, Adefunke. Can I get more response? I have quite a number of people on the call, so I just don't want to speak to 3 people. I want to speak to more people. Latosi says, not working now. So Latosi, are you currently a student or you're not doing anything at the moment? And you live in the UK also. So yeah, keep it coming, everyone. I would like to see your response. Okay. So let me share my screen while I wait for more responses and then we will get straight into the conversation. I would also introduce myself so you get to know me as well. All right. So like I said at the start of this session is the UK Job Lab session and it's a conversation. It's not a training. That's why you would see me at intervals asking you to engage with me in the chat. So I'd like you to use the chat to respond every now and then. Today is going to be very, very much of that. Like me speaking, asking for your opinion, asking for your experience, asking for what you think, things like that. And that's because for us to be able to arrive at a solution that properly aligns with your career goal or what you currently need, I need to know where you are, right? Where you are at in your journey to landing a tech job. So in order for me to get to know that clearly, I need to, of course, get to know you. I can't just assume that I know who Oluwatosi is. I can't just assume that I know Oluwafunke, or rather, Adefunke. I don't want to assume, right? So conversations like this would make it easy for us to get to know ourselves, okay? All right. So this is the UK Job Lab. So welcome once again, everyone. And today's conversation is going to be about the real reason your UK Tech job application is being ignored. But it doesn't stop there. we're going to look into how you can fix it. So this conversation will not just address problems, oh, this is why, this is what. No, we're also going to take a look at what you need to fix it. That was why I said earlier that this is not going to be us just talking about issues. I will give you solution and the one that you can easily apply and adopt from, in fact, not tomorrow, today. All right. So before we get straight in, like I said earlier, you know anybody in the UK. I know how big of a community the Nigerian immigrants are, right? So I'm sure you have friends who you currently maybe do a job with, who you currently work in the same place with, or might even be a family member that does menial job right now, and you know they've been looking for a way to leave that job. You want to share the link to this session with them. Like I said again, I have special gift for you if you stay with me till the very end of this session. Right. My name is Omoumi Victoria Samson. I am one of the co-founders at Amdari. I'm also the Chief Technology and Business Officer. Now, I have experience working across the tech space, from software engineering, where I worked as a front-end developer, to product management, where I worked as a product manager, of course, and then I also worked as a business analyst. But in the last 1 year, through the work that we do at Amdari, almost 2 years now, actually, I've been able to help over 3,000 professionals, immigrants in the UK, transition into tech, and some of them have not just land jobs, but also secured visa sponsorship job. Through the mentorship that we have with them, you will understand exactly how this works and how it plays out as we proceed, okay? So that's the essence of the conversation today. So like I said, please stick around because it is going to be very, very helpful. So who are we and what do we do at Amdari? Now, Amdari is the platform where you come to gain real-world experience. The problem we're solving is the problem of you learning and being unable to land a job because there is a gap, right? There is a gap. And I don't want to talk too much on it from just introducing Amdari because the whole essence of today's conversation is to address that gap. And then you understand exactly how Amdari is filling that gap. All right. So you take a course, then you start immediately applying to jobs, but then you don't get a job. Now, when you get a feedback, if you get a feedback, you hear things like, oh, it's because you don't have work experience. Oh, it's because of this. Oh, it's because of that. You don't have work experience. You don't have work experience. How am I supposed to get work experience as a newbie in this field if nobody is going to give me a job? Because it's a catch-22 loop, right? I need a job to get this experience, and I need that experience, according to you, to get the job, right? So if that is the case, what then do I have to do? That's why we started Amdari, to fill that gap. They won't give you the job except you have experience. Why won't they give you the job? Like I said, we're addressing all of that in the conversation today, but I don't want to say too much about it because that's the essence of the conversation. So let's take a look at the career paths that we currently focus on, and their career paths listed on my screen. They are career paths that are in high demand, career paths that recruiters are hiring for a lot in the UK and even across other regions and other other climes, right? So I'd like to know from everyone on the call today, if you've taken a course in any of the career paths on my screen, can I see your thumbs up? If you are yet to take a course, just give me thumbs down, okay? Like I said earlier, I do not want to assume. I want us to get to know each other. I want us to be familiar with each other. That is why we're having this conversation. So if you've taken a course in data analytics, data science, data engineering, business analysis, project management, software threat intelligence, cloud and app security, or GRC. Okay, thank you. Freedom of the mind. What's your real like? Say yes, I have taken a course. Florence, I believe that's a thumbs up. Let me see your thumbs up, guys. If you haven't, just give me thumbs down. In case you're trying to use the thumbs up or thumbs down icon, you'd see a face emoji on your screen. Okay, Tosin, thank you. You see a face emoji on your screen. Click on it, and you see a pop-up of icons. Select thumbs up or select thumbs up. Okay, thank you very much. Freedom of mind has taken a course. Adeoye Mansour decides to give me confetti. Thank you very much. Beautiful. So yes, it's important to have taken a course first before you even say, "Oh, I'm trying to get a job. Oh, I'm struggling to get a job," and all of that. So the beautiful thing about the internship program at Amdari is not just the fact that we help you fill the gap that is created by taking a course. All right, there is a gap, like I said. You've taken a course, you want to get a job, but there's something you expected to have. That's the gap. So Amdari doesn't just fill this gap. We also record a high success rate, which is the number of people that end up getting jobs while in the program. So out of every 10% that starts this internship with us, we have about 6 of them that secure jobs within 4 months. This internship itself is for 4 months, and we record that much success, all right? And that number increases to 9 within 7 months. That's about 3 months after your internship. We still record the number of people that still land jobs. That's because even after your internship, we still provide you with on-the-job support. Right? We still provide you with on-the-job support. We still provide you with interview prep sessions and all the things that you will get to learn about Amdari internship as I proceed. And 85% of our interns land interviews within their first month in the program. So, oh, I've been struggling to land interviews. Anytime I apply, my application is ignored, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, we still ensure that you land jobs as early as your first month because your CV is revamped that early and your LinkedIn is optimized that early. Like I said, I would explain how all this works. Now, of everybody that lands a job while in this program, they all attribute that success to the program at Amdari. They all say, oh, all thanks to the internship, that's how I was able to get this job. I wasn't getting interviews before. I haven't been able to land a tech role before. But the minute I started this program, I was able to secure a job. And one of them is Laura, not just Laura, but even the video that we played before the session started. And that was Chinoye, who got a job 2 months in. Now, for Laura, she got a job within a month. And I'd like us to listen to Laura for just 1 minute on how the internship program at Amdari impacted and contributed to our success rate in the course of her journey to landing a tech job. Imagine someone struggling to land a job for the past 1 year or 1 year plus, and just 1 month of giving a program like Amdari internship a chance, you're able to record success within just 1 month, right? So that's how we compress the years and months of you trying to figure things out into few months of you being able to get it right with the right tools, with the right mentors and mentorship, and the right support and assistance. You're able to move from that person that has always been ignored, always unable to get a job, always unable to get an interview, to becoming that person who aces the interview and gets the job. So let's listen to Laura for 1 minute and I'll be back. Please, if there is no audio, call my attention to it because Google Meet can come.
Awesome. So yeah, I know you mentioned it before, but can you just just talk in specific terms, the things about Amdari or the experiences or the Amdari processes that actually contributed to the success of this you landing this role?
Okay, so when I joined Amdari, I was told that within 2 months of joining Amdari, you're gonna get a job because I've been having so many jobs here, and I was like, okay. I wasn't skeptical because I saw the reviews on Instagram before joining Amdari. I was like, let's see how it goes. I wasn't expecting in my wildest dreams that I'm going to land this role within 1 month. I just joined Amdari last month. So this Amdari internship program really helped me, to be very honest. It helped me. And I became very proud of myself. I was able to get some insights into, here in the UK, they would say, oh, it's very difficult for an immigrant to get very lovely jobs, corporate jobs, and all of that. It was very hard to believe. But Amdari helped me see that this is very possible. You can learn whatever you want to. You can get that job. So Amdari has really opened my eyes to, opportunities and how to get these opportunities, to be honest.
Awesome.
So I had to reach out to Aziz and I told him that, okay, this is a document controller role. Yeah. And I applied for it before I joined Amdari.
The video is just meant to play for 1 minute so that you understand how this work experience has been very helpful to someone's journey, someone like Laura. So, and it's not just Laura, we have quite a number of people that I will be introducing to you in the course of this session today. And one of them is also Samuel. Now, Samuel, from my screen, you see right here, it says alumni network. Now, this clearly tells you that it's a group, like a community of people that have been in the program and are done with the program. And we don't stop working with you. All right. We keep working with you even after the program, as long as you've not gotten a job. So the essence of this internship is to work with you until you get a job, as long as you're willing to do the work also, because you have to do the work. What we are promising, let me rephrase that. What we are promising the job market, what we are promising the recruiters, what we are promising employers are skilled professionals. And the best way we can work with you to make you skilled is when and if you're willing to also allow us to work with you. All right. So we are hosting sessions, we are having meetings regarding projects and tasks that you have to work with or work on rather, and you're showing up, then that means you'll be getting the most from it. So as long as you hit all necessary milestones that are set, your chance of getting a job is very high. And if for whatever reason you don't get a job in the course of the internship, Amdari is not done with you. You are onboarded to this alumni community, and this is where we get to have conversations that makes it easy for you to get a job. And you can see right here, this person, Samuel Mokai, says, "Hi guys, it's good news. I landed a BI engineer role this week. Thank you so much, Amdari." That's someone who has been done in the program. And if you look at my screen, his internship was April last year, right, 2025, and he got the job this year. So if Amdari was like, "Oh, we're done, we don't care if you get the job or not," that would not be us being aware that he gets the job or us even being a part of his success. So we keep working with you. It's a promise we've made and it's a promise we keep, okay? And then this is another person who got an interview invite from the civil service. And this is just like details of the conversation. This was when she shared it with the employability team. All right. Yes, Amdari has an actual standalone employability team that works closely with you to ensure that you get the job. Okay. So Amdari not just gives you projects to work on during the internship, but this project actual business challenges from real organizations across the UK, US, and Canada. And I'll show you some of our project partners as we proceed, some of these businesses as we proceed. Now, I introduced myself earlier as one of the co-founders of Amdari. So that means there are other co-founders. One of them is Ifemena Iko, with a very similar story as many immigrants, relocating to the UK on study visa, living in the UK after his postgraduate program. He stayed back on PSW visa and he was able to build professional competence in data analytics, built and worked on projects that would make it easy for him to land a job. So he got rid of that issue of, "Oh, you don't have UK work experience," by doing an internship. So trust me, we started and built Amdari because it's a familiar pain point for us, okay? So I think I skipped it. Okay, yeah, here it is. How did I skip Adeza? So the other co-founder of Amdari is Adeza Suleiman, and similar story as Ifemena, right? Relocated on study visa, stayed back on PSW visa, and built the needed competence in that capacity. Both of them have gone on to help over 2,000 professionals across the tech ecosystem in the UK transition seamlessly, and quite a number of them have landed jobs with the NHS, with civil service, just like the sample I shared with you earlier, and even startups and other organizations within fintech or even supply chain tech, and you just name it, health tech and the likes, right? So that's the beautiful thing. So you joining Amdari would simply mean you coming to learn and get mentored by people that have familiar story as you. So let's get straight into the conversation today. What are we going to be addressing? What are we going to be touching? We're going to be talking about what UK recruiters really want, what makes you qualified in the UK job market, then Amdari work experience program and how you can get started, and the bit I said I have for you. So this is the part where we all lock in, where we stay very, very close to, stay glued to the screen and make sure the only tab open on your laptop, if you're on your laptop, is this meeting, all right? Because I want us to be very, very engaging and I want the session to be worth your while. So if you're not distracted, it's easy for you to pick every little thing that I say, right? So please, let's get rid of distractions. Let's stick around and let's be very, very engaging. So one of the things I'd like us to speak on is a couple of things in terms of what you have right now. I said earlier that I don't want to guess, I don't want to answer you. I don't want to believe that, oh, I automatically know why Adefunke is here. Oh, I know why Kelvin is here. Oh, I'm sure Tayo does not have this. I don't want to guess. I want to know you. Now, I have about 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So I guess I removed one thing from there. This is 9 things that I believe you should have. Now, sincerely, no right or wrong answers, right? Just what applies to you. I'm not saying, oh, if you have more or less, no. What applies to you to what I want to know. So which of these do you currently have? Is it real UK project? So I want you to look at everything I'll be typing on I'll be reading it out. Just be counting. Once I read something you have, count, and then type how many out of 9 you have. If it's 3 of these you have, if it's 1, if it's none, if it's 5, if it's 6, just type the one that applies to you. So do you have real UK work experience? 1. Do you have a portfolio with real business problems that has been solved? 2. Do you have strong recruiter ready CV? 3. Do you have an interview confidence and story that would make it easy for you to ace any interview? That's 4. Do you have LinkedIn, or are you visible on LinkedIn in terms of positioning and how you pitch? Yeah, how you pitch yourself visibly or publicly on LinkedIn. Now, 5. Do you have a reference letter from an actual UK employer? 6. Have you interacted with stakeholders before? Like, do you have stakeholder management exposure? Now, 8. Do you have experience working in teams? And then 9. Do you have clear business impact or results on your profile, either on your CV, either on your portfolio, either on your LinkedIn, whichever, all this falls on that profile. So did you score 9, meaning you have everything? Did you score 6, meaning you have 6 out of all 9 things that Omowumi mentioned? Did you score 7, 2, 1? How many did you get? How many of these do you have? Can I see you type in the chat? How many do you have? Is it 2? Is it 1? Is it 5? Is it 8? I will like you to type in the chat. All right. So I'm waiting for us to, like I said, it's not a case of right or wrong answer. It's just what you really have. And when we are very, very sincere with the response, it's easy to fix this problem. All right. So freedom of mind has 1 of all out of all 9. Oluwatosi has 3. Can I get more responses? Audrey has 3. Can I get more people respond? Let me get more. Guys, I would like you to type in the chat, okay? I want to see more responses, okay? So just keep typing, because the next set is another question, and I don't want to lose people. I don't want it to be that, oh, you're still trying to figure this out or type from this, and mom, me, I've moved on to the next thing. So please type how many of this. I'm about to move my slide. I don't know if some people are still reading it. That's why I said I want us to stay locked in. I want us to pay attention because it's very important. Pi says 3. Okay, seems 3 is the winning number. So can I get more responses, guys? 3. Okay, at this point, 3 is the winning number. So out of 9, we have 3. So that's below average, right? That's below average. So please keep it coming, guys. It's not a case of, oh, you're right. Oh, that's no. It's a case of, okay, you don't have these other ones. How do you get them? If you have 3 and you don't have the others, how do you get the other things that you don't have? That's what we are here for. Now, how have you been applying? All right. I want you to type in the chat the most famous approach you've been using. I'm sure some people might be using 2 or 3 or 5 of these, but I want you to type the famous one that you use the most. Is it applying without referral? So you just apply, you don't necessarily have reference letter, you don't necessarily know anybody in the organization, you're just applying, right? Vibes and hoping that, okay, you'd at least get a call. Or you've been using just job boards. Oh, I've been applying the only job boards. Type that. Like I said, the most famous approach you're using. Just one. Just type it in the chat. Have you been applying without a portfolio? Have you been relying on certificates or certifications when you apply? Have you been applying without LinkedIn positioning? So you have your CV, but your CV is your LinkedIn is nothing to write home about. If I check your LinkedIn today, it will say nothing about Zainab being a project manager, and Zainab is applying to my company as a project manager. Is that the case, Zainab? Kelby, you're applying as a data scientist, but your LinkedIn is really not saying anything about it, or maybe just has it and there is nothing. Okay, Florence says none. All right. Have you been using AI generated generic CV? Emphasis on generic. Okay. Have you been applying without understanding the company's pain point? Have you been competing? Oh, I'm so good with everything machine learning, AI algorithm, everything data science, technicalities, Python using R. That's what you like. That's your strength. That's all you've been using. So when you go for interviews, you're always speaking about just the technicalities. If that is the case, type it. You know why I'm speaking about technicalities. There are also soft skills that you should mention, right? Then have you also been applying without local UK experience? And have you been applying without visibility online as a practitioner? Very important. And have you been treating job search like luck instead of strategy? Like you apply and you're like, at this point, I just hope because luck is not going to help. So, what's the famous job application strategy you've been using? Oh, I've been applying through job boards alone. Oh, I've been applying without a portfolio. All right. Oh, I have been applying even though I know I don't have UK work experience. How have you been applying? Like I said, this is not a case of right or wrong answers. This is a case of what you've been doing and what you can do better. All right. This is what you've been doing and this is what you can do better. Because note that everything here, if we've been doing it, simply signals that, okay, we've been doing a couple of things wrong. Because everything here is not the right or it's not the winning strategy. All right. So Lola says she has been applying via job boards. Florence says she has been using AI generated CV. Freedom of the Mind says AI CV and applying on LinkedIn. That's easy apply. Okay. Tosin says applying without referrals and using job boards. Okay. Thank you very much for everybody that has engaged so far. So I'm sure you've heard this before. If yes, just type 1 in the chat. If no, type 2. You heard something like, we liked you, but we went with someone else. So this is for somebody that has gotten to a stage of interview. Not that, oh, your CV was not even, we're not called back after you submitted your CV. That's a different thing. But you actually applied. You got called after your CV was submitted. And then you were told something like, we liked you, you were amazing. In fact, I loved how you said this or that. I loved how you responded to this or that. But we went with someone else. Have you heard this before? Can you type 1 in the chat if you've heard it before? Can you type 2 if you've never heard it? If you've never heard it, that's fine. If you've heard it before, type 1. Tosin has heard it before. Florence has not heard it before. Thank you. Freedom of mind. 2, never heard it before. Okay. Now, I want us to play swap for a minute. I don't know if you guys have seen this movie on LinkedIn, like on Netflix. Oh my God, did I just say LinkedIn? I don't know if you guys have seen Swapped on LinkedIn on Netflix. Can I see your thumbs up? You've seen Swapped on Netflix. I was about to say LinkedIn again. Can I see thumbs up? It's a new movie that came out on Netflix. Can I see your thumbs up if you've seen it? Okay, Chinaza has seen it. For the sake of those that have not seen it, the title is just pretty much what you suspect it means, right? So swapping places so that you would feel you'll be in the shoes of the other person, right? Swapping places so that you'd understand what the other person goes through, right? Now that's what I want us to do right now. I want us to swap places. Now it's not going to be very hard. It's not going to be hard because I know you have played this role before. So it's not necessarily you swapping places, but just for the sake of this session, we're swapping places with recruiters, with employers. So you on the call with me today, I know you are here because you're a job seeker. Now I want you to swap places with an employer just for like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Now, you have a lot of CVs you need to review. Maybe 200, maybe 50, maybe 100. What is the first thing you will look out for? Can you type it in the chat? Now, the reason why, or don't bother about that, right? Let's play it from this other angle. Because like I said, I know that you have played this role before, so it shouldn't be so hard. You've hired somebody before. It doesn't have to be you being HR. It doesn't have to be you being the CEO of any company. It doesn't have to be a formal kind of setting. I'm just saying, as humans, moving about our day-to-day life and activities, we've had instances where we had to contract somebody to do something for us. It can be that you contracted a carpenter to fix the furniture of your apartment. It can be that you contracted somebody, right? A baker, anybody, to get something done for you. You have done this before. Now let's play this game from the point of view of the baker, and you are the client. You are the person who wants to give the job. Now I don't know how you came across baker A or baker B. It doesn't matter how you came across them. But baker A is telling you that she has taken a course. She graduated from baking school. She was best in her class. In fact, this is baker A's certificate. You can tell without reasonable, like beyond reasonable doubt, that yes, baker A has actually gone through the training. Now there is baker B, who showed you samples of cakes she has baked before. No right or wrong answer, just your perspective. Baker B says these are cakes I've baked before. In fact, this is a taster. You can taste this. These are reviews from my clients. People have baked for in the past for their weddings, for their kids' birthday, for their parents' birthday, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the kind of cake I want. Because you would have your expectation as a client. That's the same way a recruiter or an employer has an expectation. Oh, I need a red velvet cake. Can I taste maybe one that you've done before? Oh, I need a chocolate cake. You know, whatever kind of cake. This person has a sample that you can taste. Are you going with baker A or baker B? Can you type A or B in the chat? Thank you. Taya was already waiting. She was already on the pad, like waiting to type. Awesome. Thank you, Taya. Thank you, Freedom of the Mind. Thank you, Uluwatosi. It's the same set of people, guys, that have been typing. Are we all here? Zainab, do you want me to call you? Kelvin, are you here? Adefunke, Osun, Ayomide, Hi, I know you've been responding. David, Abiodu, Florence, please engage with me, okay? If you're Josephine, Kelvin, you guys, I'm seeing everybody, okay? I'm seeing everybody. I want active, amazing. Thank you very much, Kelvin. Yeah, so you will go with baker B, no bias, nothing. It's just common sense. We know that baker B is the person we are going with. I want one or two people to just type in the chat why you choose to go with baker B and not baker A. Okay, why do you choose to go with baker B and not baker A? Just type your reason. All right. So it's very important for us to bear in mind that the recruiters focus mainly on efficiently hiring and matching candidates with available position. You see that matching candidates with available position is why I said what I said earlier. I am in a situation where the cake I need is a red velvet cake, and you have something red velvet related that I can taste, and I can tell that, oh, okay, nice, yeah, I like how fluffy it is. You know, I don't know what cake lovers, because I'm not a cake lover per se, but yeah. Oh, it's fluffy, it's this, you know, all of those things that they would say about cakes and all that. And you've tasted it. It matches what you want. That's the same way a job posting you see on a job board exists. They want you to match exactly why that job exists. The same way I need a red velvet cake is the same way another company will need a project manager that understands how to build digital products. And because another client that needs a cake needs a chocolate cake, that's the same way another company will need a project manager that understands construction. This company needs the one that understands digital products. That's a project manager role still. And then another company needs a project manager that understands infrastructure. We are all still project managers, just that each company has a reason for needing project managers. The same way I would have a different reason for needing a baker. I need a baker that will bake a birthday cake or wedding cake. You know the design and structure has to be different. Now I'm here in your DM asking for a wedding cake, and you're showing me birthday cakes, and someone else is actually showing me wedding cakes. Even though both of you have proof, this other person is now matching perfectly to what I need. That is detailing it, right? That's going. So I'm already kind of breaking it down. So we're not on a surface level anymore. We're not just talking about having experience, you have to match why you are needed. That job you see on the job board exists because there is an actual pain point that needs to be solved. So, and I'll still say this again, my company needs a data analyst. It's different from why another company will need a data analyst. Someone typed in the chat, clinical data analyst. You already know the kind of data set she will operate with is different from a growth analyst or a product analyst, right? But are they all data analysts? Yes. But why my company needs a data analyst is different from why another company would need a data analyst. So now I say I need a data analyst for my company, and Kelvin is applying with his clinical data set. It will not align. What I need is a growth analyst. And what would make sense to me is when I see marketing related data sets and everything like that. So you see why you need to niche it down when applying. I'm not saying focus on one niche, but no, I'm saying niche it down when applying. You want to have diverse portfolio, right? A robust portfolio, so that if this time around the opportunity is in clinical data analytics, you have portfolio to match that. If the opportunity is in product analytics, you have the portfolio to match that, right? If it's one where a fintech company needs a data analyst, you have a portfolio to match financial models or everything that would make sense to a fintech company in terms of what you've analyzed before. All right. So that's very, very important. So from what everybody typed, they said the reason why they will go with Baker B is from Kai. She says evidence-based, proof of work for Chinaza, evidence speaks louder, Ipiok says. Taya says proven experience. Tosin says she has a proof to show. Everybody is using different phrases, but everybody's saying the same thing. Proof solves the problem, because at the end of the day, the most important thing is they are trying to avoid, they are trying to approach this with low risk in mind. And the only way you can get me to trust you and be convinced is if truly I see that you can do this. All right. If truly I see that you are good and you are capable of getting this done. All right. And the only way you can convince me is with your proof. It's with what you have to show from your portfolio. So if the tables now turn now for everybody on this call, we're all saying the same thing. Oh, evidence, proof, blah, 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 speaks louder and all that. So when the tables turn, why then are you stacking certificates and expecting that these recruiters just hire you? Why are you applying over and over using a strategy that you can already tell is not working, hoping that luck will be on your side? Job application does not recognize luck from that angle. All right. Luck happens when you're fully prepared and you come ready and your strategy matches the exact expectation. Then you're called lucky, right? But when it's just, okay, let me just pray and pray, let me apply here and there, easy apply on LinkedIn. That's why I asked those questions I asked at the start of this. How have you been applying? And then which of these do you have? And everybody has 3 and below. Nobody said, oh, I have more than 3 and all that. So that tells me that we are tilting more towards Baker A and not towards Baker B. Because Baker A you can obviously see that she has proof. Red velvet cake, she has it. Pictures, she has it. Review, which is reference, she has it. So you need to tilt towards being Baker B. So now I said let's make the tables turn now, right? You are sitting as the recruiter. What would you look out for? And you're saying everything that you currently don't have to show, which is me telling you that now that you've seen that, oh, even you being an employer, this is what you would look out for, then please bear in mind that that is how you should stock up. That's how you should prepare. That's how you should. That's your toolkit to applying to jobs, because recruiters want to know how you will reduce the risk when they hire you. What's risk exactly? Would you be able to hit the ground running from day one? Would you need supervision? If yes, most of this might be a startup. We don't even have anybody that is a data analyst. I'm the founder. I'm not a data analyst. How do I support you? How do I help you? Nobody can manage or micromanage you here. We need somebody that can already do this. We want to learn from this person's wealth of knowledge. I'll tell you why this is important. All right. The way recruiters see this, I want to hire somebody that will tell me how this is meant to be done, what is important, what's necessary, right? This is not my field. I am a founder doesn't mean that I can be a data scientist, I can be a data analyst, I can be a product, I can't be all of that. I can be an idea person, I can be an innovative person, I can be a smart person, but I cannot necessarily be all the career paths in one. And I can't build my company with just one field. I need different fields. And that's why you see the career paths I have mentioned on the call today, they are the career paths in demand. It will be very hard for you to see a company today that does not have at least 5 of all 8, right? So we have to see a company that does not have at least 5 of all 8 that I mentioned, even a startup, right? So you would need them in one form or shape. So if I'm going to need at least 5 of you, and I'm just a software engineer, remember I introduced myself at the start of this, I'm just a software developer. That means I'm not a data analyst. That means I'm not a data scientist, neither am I a cybersecurity person. And I'm building a fintech company. I need a GRC person that's under cybersecurity because we need to know what are the rules, regulations that we need to abide by. And I'm employing somebody that just went to take a course or is fresh out of boot camp. They're trying to figure things out. They will slow us down. They are trying to figure things out. They will make mistakes on the job. These mistakes can be expensive. We don't want to learn the hard way. All right. And if it's like maybe a project manager, oh, we need to ship some products, especially maybe the MVP or features for early adopters. And then this project manager is coming on to figure things out. Oh, how do I even communicate with developers? I've never worked with developers before. That's why I asked the question at the start of this. Do you have experience working in teams? This is your winning strategy. That's what makes you stand out. You are not applying to a job alone. You are using job board. Do you know how many other people are applying by job board? These things I mentioned at the start of this, they were deliberate. It's because they are the things that are affecting our strategy. So me mentioning job board and saying it shouldn't be your only strategy. It's me telling you that if applying through job board alone is your strategy, you're applying and competing with 500 other people, 200 other people, 50 other people, and you're applying and competing with only a CV that shows certificates. Because remember I asked earlier, which of these do you have? And the highest is 3 out of 9, which you should have. So you are competing with 500 other people with just 3 where other people might have all 9. Where other people can be Baker B and not Baker A, right? How do you want to win in that kind of market? It will be very, very slim, almost impossible. And that should not be your goal. So at the end of the day, you need to be able to show these recruiters that you are that person that matches exactly what they need. And I'll still go back to that red velvet cake that I made. I use as an example. All right. When you're asked questions in an interview, what they actually want to hear is you describing the solution they need for that role that they are interviewing you for. I said earlier, I need a wedding cake, but oh, I need it to be red velvet. Now, Lolo is applying as a baker. Tosi is applying as a baker. Lolo has cakes, but has not baked for a wedding. Tosi has cakes, but she has baked for a wedding, and she has red velvet. I would easily trust Tosi because I can already see the outcome of her wedding cake. Lolo is a baker. She has baked birthday cakes and the likes. So I'm not doubting that Lolo can bake this wedding cake, especially if she also has like a red velvet cake from the birthday cake she has baked. But Tosi has given me more. Tosi checked every other box. Why should I gamble with Lolo when Tosi clearly already checks every box? That's what happens when you apply to a job. So you are applying, they are asking you questions in an interview, and you are not giving them response that ties to what they need or why they need you. How would you know why they need you? It's on the job board, the job summary. It's not just a normal random message that they just hooked up just for the sake of. No. Take it from somebody who has played on both ends. I have been a candidate, and I have, for the last 4 years, or past 4 years rather, I have been on the side of executive hiring. And this is what happens. HR will reach out to you. Or when you say, oh, we need this person on the team, HR would say, okay, what are the things that this person will be doing? What are the things this person is expected to do? Then we give it to HR. Then HR comes up with the job summary and expectation for that role. I didn't come up with this because, oh, just check Google, no. We created this role because it started with a frustration, with a pain point. Oh, why are projects delaying? Why is nobody taking ownership? Why is this? Why? It starts with a frustration. And a job title is spelled out. Now the job title is spelled out, and I'm like, HR, please, can we just let's get a project manager? Oh, okay. What would the person be doing? Can I get like a brief description of this person's day today? And then I come up with it and I send it to them. And then HR develops it into both job summary, expectation, requirement, blah blah blah, and all that. And you see it on the job board. What you see on the job board is not a mistake. They are not the same. And I want to give you one task today. Go on any job board, read.co.uk, Indeed, whichever one, and you would check the role of a data analyst in company A, and the requirement is different from company B's requirement. And it's saying the same thing, data analyst. But guess what? Different expectation, because my company's pain point is different from Lolo's company's pain point. Why Kelvin might need a GRC analyst will be different from why Oluwatosin might need a GRC analyst. Kelvin's company might be a legal profession. Tosin's company might be a fintech company. Both of them will need GRC. A governance, risk, and compliance analyst. Yes, legal professions need GRC analysts. Fintechs greatly also need GRC analysts. And what I will do in Kelvin's company as a GRC analyst will be different from what I will do in Tosin's company. So imagine I'm applying and sounding the same to Kelvin and Tosin. I won't make sense to them. That's because I am not aligning with why they both need somebody within my niche. And if someone else is coming and sounding like it for Kelvin, Kelvin goes with that person. Now, if I was very brilliant in the interview and all that, it doesn't change Kelvin's perspective about me. But did he go with me? No. He went with somebody else, someone that matched the exact description for what they are trying to solve. And you need to speak to that. Imagine a job board saying, oh, we need a clinical data analyst, someone who takes initiative, someone who understands XYZ kind of data set, someone with proven experience working with clinical data sets, someone with, they type all of that. And then you come to an interview, even from your CV. Everything I'm saying has to start from your CV, by the way, not just the interview, because your CV represents you in the room, okay? So, and I'm speaking to you for the first time, and while in the conversation, you're not tying anything that sounds clinical or data sets that aligns with clinical data set. You're not sounding like somebody that takes initiative. Remember in the job description, we said someone who takes initiative. You should tell me an instance of when you took an initiative and that really helped you achieve something. Take a cue from all of those things that you see there and use it as your ammunition in that interview. Everything they need, they've listed it. Just make sure that you look at all those keywords. Now you've gotten your interview secure. They called you, right? They booked an interview with you. Look at all those things. Oh, we need a proactive person. We need somebody with experience. Make sure you have all of that in your head, and then look for all the time that you worked on a project and it aligns with this that they need. Go sell yourself, pitch yourself like a solution provider. Not, I have taken a course, I'm trying to figure things out, I'm a fast learner, I promise you I will do. No, don't promise. You're not showing, you're not taking off any doubts. All right. And the essence of them wanting to see proof is the same reason you all said at the start of this, oh, evidence is why I'm going with Baker B. Because it reduces your doubts. You don't have to start thinking, oh, I'm not sure, but let's give it. They've done that before, I promise you. And they've experienced what comes with that. So I want to know, do you need participation trophy or you need a job offer? Please, can you type in the chat? Like I said earlier, right? Everything I say, any question I ask, it's deliberate. I want to know, what exactly are you after? A participation trophy or a job offer? What do you need exactly? What are you after? What do you want in this journey? Okay, nobody has time. Are we thinking about it? Pine says job offer, freedom of the mind says job offer. Can I get more responses? Can I get more responses? Okay. Remember, I said this is a conversation. This is not like, oh, we're discussing, okay? Lola says job offer, amazing. Nobody wants participation trophy. Participation trophy says thanks for coming. We appreciate your efforts, but you did not get what you're here for. That's not why you paid for that training. That's not why you relocated to the UK. You didn't relocate to the UK to waste time on a job that you're not exactly excited about, and then decide to go pay for a tech course and say, oh, I want to transition into data analytics. You didn't waste all of that time just to be given a participation trophy. You invested your time and your money to take that course to get a job. Now you're going to start applying to jobs, and it comes with a lot of effort, time, and energy. Oh, yes, even Omomi in that session said, make sure that you're tailoring your CV to application. When you listen to this person on YouTube, they say the same thing. Oh, make sure you tailor your CV to job application. And I have to revamp my CV how many times in a day? That's so much work, but you still do it. But at the end of the day, you hear nothing back, you just hear crickets, right? You just hear crickets. That shouldn't be the aim. Nobody should waste time, effort, money. In fact, starting from the relocation, doing everything to transition into tech because you were told that, oh, tech has so much prospects. In fact, the construction sector in the UK is currently embracing digital transformation. Even the supply chain industry and logistics is currently embracing digital transformation. Yes, because they all are. And oh, there is so much, even healthcare. Right, the NHS is embracing digital transformation, so there is a lot of prospect for you if you take a data analytics course, which is not a lie. Or there is a lot of opportunity for you in healthcare if you take project management course, which is not a lie. But are you finishing strong, or you do the course and then you're applying and like, oh, okay, I don't know what else to do. You being here today tells me that you're seeking more, and that's why I will make this worth your while. It will not be a waste of your time. So if you're not looking for participation trophy, I don't want you to be Baker A. I want you to move away from being Baker A, because for everybody to be on 3 and below, it's signaling Baker A, Baker, it's screaming Baker A, Baker A, Baker A. I want it to scream Baker B. Okay, so you don't just talk and talk. I am passionate. That's cho, right? The way they would say it in layman's English, right? Oh, I'm passionate. I am a fast learner. It's falling on deaf ears because, right? You don't know what Kelvin has stacked in his CV. You don't know what Tayo has. You don't know what Zainab has. Everybody is prepping, and then you are comfortable with just having your CV and certificates, rather, sorry, not CV, your certificates only. It is not enough. So when recruiters hire, they are hiring because they need smart people that can show them that beyond certificates, I have done this. I've solved problems, because this is not a competition of who is more intelligent. No, this is a competition of who is more strategic and who is aligning with what we need. You can be smart, the smartest even, but your strategy is not helping. It's not favoring you. It's not speaking to why that role is needed. They will go with the next person. So don't try to impress them in an interview. That was why I said it earlier, that I can go in an interview, Kelvin is the recruiter, and I am smart, intelligent, I impress Kelvin. It doesn't necessarily mean that Kelvin will go with me, because guess what? Someone else, maybe a Tayo, right, has already shown them how they would help them achieve something. So what Tayo has done is he has reduced out. Baker A has velvet cake, wedding cake, all of that they've done. Baker B has birthday cakes, but no wedding cake. You are not reducing my doubt. Baker A already checks every box. I go with them. So understand that reducing their doubt is very important, because it's like dating. In this case, they don't even have forever to get to know you. They only have 30 minutes of interview to get to know you. That's why they will ask you rhetorical questions, brainstorming questions, hypothetical questions, different questions like that, just to know exactly if you fit in. And they have 30 minutes to get to know you. So see it as speed dating, all right? It's like speed dating We don't have forever to get to know Zainab. We only have few minutes. So they ask you all those questions and they want you to impress them, right? So don't think your mere words is enough. That's why your CV, you don't know me, you've never met me, but I would clear your doubts. Look at what I have done. Look at where I've done it. Look at who I have done it for. Look at how I have done something similar to what you need. Look at how I would solve the problem for you. Convince them within that short period, because the smartest of the smartest founders today are all saying the same thing. All right. We hire people so that they can tell us what to do. According to Steve Jobs, it doesn't make sense. Interview is them speaking to you, getting to know you, and you tell them, oh, I'm so smart, and this, and you show them and everything, and then you come on board and you're expected to know exactly what to do. So they hire smart people so they can tell them, oh, this is what we have to do, and this is how we have to do it. And that is exactly what Darlington did. He did that in his interview with a company, and they hired him. And I'd like us to listen to him for just 2 minutes, and I'll be back. Let's listen to him for just 2 minutes on how exactly he was able to achieve this and secure the role. Please, if there is no audio, like I said earlier, call my attention to it. Google Meet can be very funny. So congratulations, Darlington, on landing the role as HC Selection and Implementation Lead. That's the job title, right?
Yes, that's the job title, yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does that feel?
It feels really good. The important part is you get to apply what you know. The knowledge we've been able to acquire seems to be nothing if you can apply it to a real world problem. So that's the most important part for me and what I'm excited about.
Amazing. So how would you say the experience at Amdari helped you land the role, like from the projects you worked on to the types of mentor you had and all that? How would you say that really, really contributed to you landing this role?
Well, in the interview, my background is data science and sales. So this role is more like a business analysis role. It's a mixture of different bits, but they were not looking for someone who was a business analyst per se, a project manager. They were looking for someone who had a bit of data science background, project management, business analysis. And funny enough, I had never heard of, I had never done anything on business analysis till I got to Amdari. And while I was there in the interview room, I was asked about things like mapping and how you scope the whole process. Just give us a rundown of what you would do if you were to start this role. And I just used everything I learned at Amdari. I spoke about the process, the to-be processes, the project charter, basically the terminology and the knowledge of what I learned at Amdari played a part in that interview. I seemed to be the person that gave them a clear idea of what they are going to achieve in a 1 year period, because they didn't know how to go about it. So they needed someone who was close to what they were looking for. And my knowledge from what I'd learned at Amdari played a huge part in that interview, to be honest.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. Can I see your thumbs up if you heard everything that Darlington shared? Can I see your thumbs up? Can I see your thumbs up? Just give me thumbs up. You heard everything he said. Awesome. Thank you very much, Latifa and Tosi. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, awesome. So yeah, the end part of what he said is the most important part of this conversation. He said, and I quote, "I seem to be the person that was able to help them see what they could achieve in the space of 1 year because they did not know how to go about it." Yes, that's very possible. I own a company does not mean I know how to solve the entire problem. This is my niche, but not every other niche. I need experts. I need people. I need professionals that do this, that will come, join my team, and get this done. All right. And that's why even Steve Jobs said, we hire smart people so that they tell us what to do, not the other way around. And Darlington understood this assignment clearly and he used it to his advantage in the interview. So when you do it this way, you make it easy for them to see why they should trust you. You make it easy for them to say, okay, sure, let's go ahead with this person. So what should you do at the different stages of interview? Now, I need you to understand what recruiters look out for. So we need to address the different stages of interviews and what you need to have, because there is something they are looking out for. The first stage is the application and screening stage. That's where you send in your CV. This stage, what the recruiters want is a CV that is clear. Okay. Now, the recruiter has not seen your CV here. It's the ATS. You don't want tables and columns. ATS will not be able to parse it. All right. It is only going to understand straight text because it reads left to right, top to bottom. So that's why I always call it zigzag. Left to right, top to bottom. Okay. So you need to make sure that anything that looks tabular, you get rid of it. List everything either in list format or, of course, straight text. So it's clear and easy. And I will be sharing a CV template with everybody on the call today, a winning CV template. And I want you to fill the attendance form that my colleague named Amdari wrote in the chat, just dropped right now. You want to have this particular CV template. I would like for you to fill the attendance form. It will take you about just 1 minute or 40 seconds. Yeah. So it will just take you 40 seconds or 1 minute. So fill that form. I would send a winning template to you. Now, this template is not just, bare text. No. It speaks to your fields. If you're a data analyst on the call with me today, I will give you a template that speaks to your field as a data analyst. You can just make adjustments to some words or phrases there because it properly captures everything in terms of metrics, in terms of problem solving, in terms of strength, and everything else that is important for the ATS to see. And then there is a tool I'll share with you also on this call today that makes it easy for you to now tailor your CV to every job application. Yes, you need to have a master CV. The CV I'll share with you today will serve as your master CV for everything data analytics or project management or business, and it depends on your field. That's what I would share with you. That would be your master CV. Then your tailored CV is now the one that speaks to that job. This is a construction company looking for an IT, or rather looking for a project manager. Does your CV speak to project management in construction? That's where tailoring. That's the tool that I would share. Oh, this is a data analyst, but for a retail company, does your CV speak to data analytics for retail, e-commerce, and the likes? That's tailoring your CV. So that's why I said there is a master CV and there is tailoring of your CV to match why that job exists on the job board, so that the ATS does not jump and pass. All right, does not dump your CV in the pile of CVs that will not be reviewed by human. Right? They look up for relevant keywords and skills that match job description. Like I said earlier, these job descriptions are not there because, let's just copy paste something from Google. It starts with a frustration. Then HR says, what do we need in this person? Then the actual people that you will be working with that experience that pain, right, within the organization will not send it to HR and say, this is what we need. The HR will now come up with the detailed description and everything, then they put it. So your CV is now not matching with anything that we say we need. Oh my God, jump and pass. But that's not what you want. That's why my CV template will fix this. Fill the attendance form that my colleague is dropping and you would receive this, including the tool that tailors your CV for you. Then proof of impact, metrics and all of that, very important. All right. And you can't get this from capstone projects that you do in a course. It's not enough. And you see what I mean by this. So you want to spell out clearly your impact to a business, not something random, not something hypothetical. No. Have you solved an actual business problem? Have you worked in a team? These are things that your CV should also reflect. So it's easy for them to go with you and not the other person. Then the next stage is the first interview stage. So you've impressed them, they called you, your ATS, the ATS rather, screened your CV, shortlisted your CV because you followed the steps Amomi has mentioned, because you have access to this kind of CV and this kind of tool. Now you're called for an interview. You need to understand that walking them through your CV is important. You need to align with the claims you made on your CV. Some questions will be picked from your CV. I was listening to a recruiter, I think 2-3 weeks ago, and she was speaking not about job seekers, but about fellow recruiters. And she said, "Oh my God, I would be in some interviews with some employers or recruiters or people being on the panel pretty much, and they'll be asking questions that are very shocking. When did you?" So she said she'll be asking herself, "Did you go through this person's CV? Why are you asking questions that are not even going to help us get anywhere in this interview?" So she was like, even recruiters, even employers have their own issues in terms of questions they should ask. So trust me when I say that recruiters or people on the panel, whether it's the executive panel, whether it's the HR panel, they are also looking at ways to ask smart questions. People that understand this will ask you brainstorming questions. They would ask you rhetorical questions. They would ask you hypothetical questions. All right. It is deliberate. It's to see how you think. It's to know, it's to reveal traits about you. Remember, I said it's like dating and it's speed dating. And I have 30 minutes or 1 hour to get to know you. So if this is the short period I have to know you, I need to be sure that I know what I'm signing up for. And while my questions will be to reveal a couple of things about you, it's your own duty also to make it easy for me to pick you over everyone else. All right. So you need to align with what your CV says. Now, your CV only says some things vaguely here and there, but when they get to know you, that's when you narrate. That's when you star approach. Now, star approach, situation, task, action, result, that all sounds vague until you start breaking it down. All right, which you would see in a perfect example I will show you. So you need to show them that you have problem-solving mindset. Mindset is actually one of it, but you need to show it through examples and through your proof of work, the one you've done before. Okay, tell them how. So don't just say, "Oh, I'm a problem solver. I'm restless when there is something." It's not enough. I'm not saying you're not lying. All right, I'm not saying you're lying. I'm not saying you're lying, but make it easy for me to believe you. Yes, you've said it. This is your claim. Am I buying it yet? Not necessarily, because you're not making it easy for me to go with it. But then there is somebody else that is showing me with proof and everything, and I have no reason to even have a single doubt left in me. Then I go with the person. So show them proof. It's not enough to say you're a problem solver. Okay? Then align with the role. Remember, I said it exists because a frustration existed first. So are you aligning your narration so that I'm already picturing just everything that Darlington said in that video? Let me picture you in this capacity already solving the problem. Okay? Yes, Latifa, we don't have this software engineering. Yes, at Amdari, we don't have software engineering. Okay, so then culture fit is also very important. Now, I would mention this briefly, but I would like you to hold it because there is a perfect breakdown of culture fit that I would like to show you. So culture fit, which is how you collaborate, how you handle challenges, and how you communicate. I would need you to hold this importantly. It's very, very important because it makes a lot of difference. Like it makes a lot of difference. And that's why I asked earlier, do you have this? And then I included team collaboration, stakeholder management. I mentioned this. So I would like you to hold on to this very, very closely. And then is there a reason why it's not available? No major reason, Latifa. It's currently just not part of the programs that we offer at Amdari. Okay, it's not like there is a major reason. We just currently do not offer it at Amdari. All right. Yeah, but I don't know if you joined when I mentioned other programs that we have. I'll still mention them again in the course of wrapping up the session. We'll be done in a bit, and then I'll take everybody's question, okay? But yeah, if you have questions, you can either write them down somewhere. I would come back and take your question. So what recruiters want also, this is the part where we move on to the third stage, which is the technical assessment. So they will give you assessment. It can be a take-home assessment, it can be a live coding assessment, whatever the case. A lot of recruiters are currently staying away from take-home assessment because of AI. All right, so they prefer people do it live. In fact, I've been in an interview where a UI UX designer was asked to design live on the call. Like he was asked to design live on the call. Like I said, 4 years experience being on this other side, which is the executive hiring side. I've also been a candidate for multiple years. So I know exactly why something is expected. Like I'm just able to match everything. Okay. So lately, it's more of live, assessments that I'm seeing. I'm not saying it's a thing generally, but it's happening. So you want to be skilled enough so that if you apply to a job today, tomorrow, you are prepared. If they tell you, do it live on the call. Your technical assessment, do it here. What would you use to just walk me through it? I can walk you through an entire presentation. Yeah, I know today you can use some AI tools to generate your slides and all. These designs, these slides were designed from the scratch. So if I apply to a job today as a project manager and they say, oh, if you want to come up with maybe this process mapping or this or that, I can actually walk you through it step by step live on the call. I don't need to use an AI tool. Build your self-independence like that. So you are less dependent on AI tools. Just see AI tools as things that maybe sometimes some manual tasks, some things that are boring, some things that are repetitive, but your actual core skill, I promise you, you want to build it so that if there is nothing that can assist you, you can think through it yourself and you can do it. And assessments, technical assessments are getting tougher by the day. And whether or not some people even request for it, it will not be bad for you to be just so good, because that's why you encounter one opportunity and you get the job. It's because you are that good and you are that prepared. All right. So don't just say it's not all of them, because I'm telling you on the call today, it's not all technical assessments that is already adopting live assessments. Okay, it's not all. But is it so bad if you're just so good that you can do things yourself? It's not so bad. That is how we help our interns become skilled. Then the second to the final stage interview for some companies, this is typically the final, is the executive level interview, where they get to understand how you think. That was why I said there is the part where they will ask you brainstorming questions, strict questions, hypothetical questions, even rhetorical questions, just to know how you think, just to see how you would communicate, you being somebody that takes ownership or taking initiative, how you work in a team, everything just to reveal some aspects of who you are. Okay, they just want to know. And this is the last video I'd like to play for us today, and it's from Pedro. I'm playing Pedro's video because he was able to ace the different stages of interviews and he got a visa sponsorship role. So let's listen to Pedro for just 2 minutes and that will be.
Thanks so much, Pedro, for doing this with us. And congratulations on landing the cybersecurity role. Is it SOC or what's the job title?
It's OT security specialist, but more of OT security. So it's cybersecurity, but in operations technology.
Amazing. And it came with visa sponsorship, correct?
Yes. Role.
Yeah. Let me blow some confetti, imaginary confetti. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
All right. So I would like to know how your experience, right, the work experience at Amdari helped you go from being a job seeker to becoming job ready, right? From the mentorship to the project. How did the work experience help you go from being a job seeker to being job ready?
Okay, so for starters, in my IT career, I've been more of a lone wolf. I like to study on my own, do my certifications, but moving to the UK, I realized that I had to change. I knew I needed some form of mentorship, and that's how I stumbled into Amdari. And yes, the program helped. It provided some guided mentorship that helped me determine the road that was suitable for me and how to navigate to the next chapter. I was already in employment, but I knew I needed to pivot. And yes, the Amdari experience was very important, and it contributed to me landing this new role.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you very much, Pedro. So what specific aspect of this internship would you say helped you ace your interview?
Okay. For starters, Amdari helped. They have several services. And I think the very first one I opted for was the CV rebuild. That is very, very important. And after the session, my CV got a lot better. I knew I was getting a lot more interviews, but I was really picky about the companies I wanted to join. So the CV rebuild was very, very good. And when I did get called for this interview, they also helped with interview preparation sessions. That was very good. That's put me in the right place to answer, to predict questions that were going to be asked. And that really helped to land the role. Then the experience with Diary was amazing. We had I was in the SOC analysts cohort. We dabbled into several projects ranging from SIM analysis, we're building VMs and doing malware analysis. And yes, I mentioned that during my interview, and yes, it really did help.
So let me stop it right there. Can I see your thumbs up if you heard everything that Pedro said? Can I see your thumbs up? Awesome. Thank you very much. So that's the beautiful thing about the work experience, right? Now, being able to communicate your value, being able to articulate it also is very important. And for us at Amdari, we don't just impact you with the project and the skills. That's why we also have like interview prep, which Pedro mentioned. And this is one example of interview prep. So this is Santiago, one of our interns, and this is one of the mentors that he worked with. And Santiago was interview prepped on this day. So this happens every Thursday throughout your stay in the program. All right, this happens every Thursday. Let me just play it for like a few seconds.
Try to improve in that sense.
All right. Thank you. Okay. My final question is: have you used Power Query before?
Power Query, yes, I have.
Okay. Can you tell me what kind of tool is it? I mean, why do you use Power Query? And
all right. So let me just pause it there. So I just wanted you to see how interview prep works at Amdari. So that's just like a glimpse. That's just like a glimpse into how it works. So we have multiple interns like that, not just Santiago. We have a couple of other people that we typically have conversations like this with. It's so that when the opportunity comes, you are prepared. You already know how to ace an interview. You already know what to say, how to say it, the projects you've worked on. All right. If you have any interview coming up at any time, you will just reach out to the employability team. You have their contacts and all that is necessary, and you get to speak to them. So how do you become the candidate that recruiters say yes? It's simple. Before you apply, make sure that you are skilled, not through a course alone. That's why I said there is a gap. People take a course and immediately start applying to jobs. You are not job ready. Your course has not built you for the job market. Your course has not built the job readiness side of you. And I would explain what I mean by this. So before you get into all of the application, build experience. That's why recruiters will tell you, oh, do you have reference? You can only have reference when you work somewhere. All right. Oh, we need somebody with experience. Exactly. Build experience. Don't just work on capstone projects. Don't assume that, oh, when I just get 1 or 2 projects here and there, no hypothetical questions, or rather projects, no simulation. Have an actual problem for a business that you solve. And how do you get that? When you have a system that helps you, that makes it easy for you to have projects to work on. And then show how job ready you are through the experience you've gained, through an internship, through your portfolio. All of this will make it easy for you to have. And then your communication style is another thing. Your communication style is very, very important. It makes it easy for you to build the competence you need. Okay, and that's why you have to be able to find yourself in that situation. So what makes you qualified is your personal portfolio that shows business impact, recruiter value through maybe reference or recommendation, obviously. Then soft skills, which can only be developed from working in teams. Because how would you know if you're good with handling pressure when you've never worked in a team? How would you know if you're good with communicating with team, or communication or stakeholder management if you've never really managed an actual stakeholder? So soft skills like this cannot be developed by working in isolation. And I see most people, when we talk about projects, they immediately assume, oh, I can just work on any project on any website and that's it. No. Do you have a team? Are you working with people? Are you reporting to somebody? Do you have somebody giving your work feedback? Because that's the only way your outcome can be improved. These are things that you need. Then the ability to tie your role to the business value. That's the company. What's the problem they have? Tie your application to it. So let's take a look at what I said real quick. Your course is not what you need to get a job in the UK. The course you've taken, the certificates or certifications you have, is not what you need to stand out. Because what your course has given you is theoretical. The tools, and isolated skills. You only learn how to be a data analyst from the perspective of using the tool and analyzing data sets. But is that all that makes a data analyst? No. You only get more when you find yourself in a team. And I would give you a perfect example. Okay. Now, I put this first example from my personal experience as a software developer, because I know that Tifa asked me a question earlier. Oh, is there no software engineering? Yes, we don't have it. But because that's my own background, that's why I have it here first. From my personal experience, when I took a course as a data, or rather as a front-end developer, guess what? They only taught us front-end tools, right? Oh, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Node.js, Next.js, blah, 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 depending on the stack that you use and all that, right? They teach you these tools just for you to build a website. But is that all there is to you as a software developer or as a front-end developer? No. You can't function alone. You can't function in an isolated skill set or from a perspective of an isolated skill. No. For you to start working as a front-end developer, you need a UI. That means you need a UI designer that designs the product before a single line of code is written. So this tells you that before I start my work, I need this guy. When I took my course, was this guy part of my curriculum? No. My course just said, build calculator app, build this, build that, build this form. And I remember I would always ask in my head, okay, I built this form. Where is the data going? Like, where is this information going to? Who receives this? Where is this? Is it gone into the air, or where is this? How do they use this? I would ask questions on how will this be used in production? What exactly is production? Who are the, like a lot of what, how, who? And it is never covered in your course. Because remember, your course is just come learn how to write code as a front-end developer. And they will just teach you, oh, start with HTML. Oh, then have this knowledge of cascaded style sheets. Oh, then move on to JavaScript for functionality and blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't start there, neither does it end there. So internship made me realize that this guy exists. I didn't know they existed for my role or at all. Internship made me realize that this guy exists. Oh, backend developer, that makes sense. They create endpoints, integrations, so that all those forms, everything I said, that's how they make sense. So that information that somebody has filled into a form goes somewhere to a cloud service, could be Cloudways, Cloudflare, or whatever cloud service you're using. So there's something called domain management system, or rather database management system. Oh, awesome, blah, 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 all of those. I got to know this guy through internship. I got to know that I need a manager who coordinates timelines. So I got to know that I have to report to somebody that understands why we are building what we are building, okay? Somebody that understands why this exists. Then I got to understand that this guy also exists, an SEO expert. So when building a website for a business, it's actually because the business is trying to solve a problem or trying to reach their customer or trying to make it easy for their customer to make a purchase and all that. Oh, that makes sense. So this was an entire course, indirect course, by the way, that came with working in a structured environment that had a workflow. You don't get this in your course. Go check the curriculum of a front-end developer anywhere, any day. It doesn't cover all this. That's why I called it the 360 formula to landing a job or to becoming skilled or to becoming that person. Now let's look at project manager. The same thing for project manager. Oh, I'm a project manager. I'm trying to get a job as a project manager. What projects have you managed before? You're trying to apply to the role of a project manager. You're asked questions that would reveal whether or not you understand the team you have to manage. You have to work with the dev and tech team. You will translate business requirements into technical terms for them. And you break it down into user stories and sprints. Have you done this with the tech team before? They will ask you questions that would reveal the depth of your knowledge working with these guys. If you've never done it before, you will not be able to convince them to give you the job. You would have to converse with senior stakeholders, all right? You need to understand how to manage expectations. Scope creep that come in form of informal requests. All right. How do you handle it? How do you go about rebaselining? Okay. And then budgeting and sign-offs from executive. How do you handle this? Then you need to work with business analysts. You need to understand defining requirements. Yes, business analysts will say, oh, we are creating BRD. A project manager can also create a PRD. Okay. Then risk and compliance. How do you flag risk? How do you create risk register? How do you understand constraints and all that? This is necessary. These are the teams you need to work with. This is what makes you a project manager, not the certification, not the PMP Prince 2. No, the general 360 skill. So if you don't have this 360 knowledge and you are immediately applying to job, what are you trying to go do in that job? To go get trained on how to work with these people, because that's what happens. That's why internship is another form of learning, another form of training that now truly makes you job ready. That's why I said when they advise you to work on projects, I promise you, you don't want to just learning. It doesn't expose you to your 360 team or skill. Then for data analyst. So I'm not covering for every field because of time, but I believe you will get the message for other fields that I'm not touching. So data analyst is the last one I will share with us. And for these guys, they need to understand a couple of things. They have to work with data engineers. These are people who build the pipeline, especially if you work with big companies, right? That's where they fetch your data from. You have to work with business stakeholders, define the questions. They define the questions and they let you know exactly what we want to know, what we need to understand. This guides your analysis. This guides the objective that you work with. This guides the KPI that you focus on as a data analyst. So your job does not start with just getting the tool and getting the data sets. No, your job starts with understanding what stakeholders want, the business objectives, the defined questions, all right, and the problem that your data needs to solve. Then marketing and sales. Is there really anything in any company that doesn't have to do with making money? No. Everything. I mean, a company exists to make money. Every company exists to make money. If you have a side hustle, right, in addition to what you do in the UK today, maybe you have a side business, it exists so that you can make extra income. Every business thrives on sales. Okay, so marketing and sales team is another team the data team needs to work with. So you need to understand their campaign for you to interpret conversion, revenue data, and ROI, and every other thing that is important to making sure that this business is on track, revenue-wise, return on investment-wise, all right, and everything else that would make them make better informed decisions for subsequent sessions. Okay, then data engineers, they build pipelines. All right, like I mentioned, so you need to work closely with them. And then C-level executives and also the leadership team, they also make sure that you, the data analyst, understand what is expected. So you present it to them, even if they are not necessarily technically savvy. How do you communicate with them? All right. So would you say you are qualified? Please type in the chat. Based on my definition of the 360 formula, based on my question on what you need to have, no right or wrong answer, just sincere response. Would you say you are qualified? Type in the chat yes or no. Would you say you are qualified? The conversation today is so that you now begin the journey to qualification. Okay, so type in the chat yes or no. Thank you very much, Florence. Florence says no. Tosin says no. Lolo says no. Okay, awesome. Can I get more responses? Okay, so bear in mind that these recruiters want to interview you today and you are the right candidate. Like, they are not gatekeepers, all right? They are not trying to hoard. Are they going to do the job? No. They're not trying to make life unnecessarily hard for you. They're not trying to waste your time. If anything, they want to speak to you and realize that you are the guy. Let me just send Lolo to the company. She's right for the job. She's qualified. She's this, she's that. They want to get it right immediately. So understand that communicating your labor value is how you get the job. Know your transferable value. Speak in business language. Match every claim to the job. Oh, I know how to do this and this and that. Is it related to what we are trying to hire for? Make sure it is aligned. Okay. I would be sharing the slides to this session with everybody on the call, but I can only do that if I have your email address. So please fill the attendance form that my colleague is dropping, and you will get the slides to this session. So make sure you demonstrate competence with your story. Don't just say, oh, this is who I am, this is what I am. So I'll just brush through some of this because of time. But like I said, I want you to go through this. This is like your handbook. This is like your cheat sheet. All right. And I'd like you to have access to it. So stop saying I'm a problem solver. I like to take it's a weak approach. All right. This is a more detailed way to say it. And I would like you to have access to this so that you can read through it because of time and so that I can already take your questions. That's why you see that I am skipping all this. There's a more detailed way to sell yourself. Okay. And why that works so well is because you show them concrete situation. Like I've been narrating all along, you worked in an actual team, you solved an actual problem. That's a concrete situation. Then there is an actual problem you solved. That's specific, right? Then you can speak to what you did, how you did it, who you had to work with, and what it resulted in, the kind of solution you solved. And this is one of our interns that got a job. You can look her up on LinkedIn. Her name is Betty Opedadi. She interned with us as an IT project manager in January last year, and she got a job within 4 months. See right here, she got it with Echoes IT Limited. Same job description. This sets you up for success. Okay. The last one I'll show you here is how you also sell yourself. Oh, I always take initiative. Yes, I'm not saying you're lying, but can you make me believe that statement? Break it down. Explain how and where and when. During my internship, I noticed that stand-up meetings were blah, blah, blah. I did this, I did that, I used this tool, and this was the outcome. You want to speak in outcome every time. Why this works is you identified a gap without being told that something existed, right? Without being told, oh, so you were not reactive, you were proactive. You took initiative, and the outcome was evident, all right? So how does this approach help you thrive in the job market? See those who this worked for. I showed us briefly. This is Jerry. He sent this good news to his team lead, and he said, just wanted to officially let you know that I have landed a data analyst role within the civil service, and it's a level promotion too. I was asked to prepare a presentation on any data analytics project. I edited and submitted our first project, saved me a lot of time and gave me confidence. Also spoke about the SQL project when they asked about data acquisition. He had an actual story. He had an actual instance, and then he says, thank you so much for your mentorship, Emeka. Take your flowers, I beg. That's because, yes, in the course of this, you will have a mentor. Then this is another person. You can look him up on LinkedIn, Abisoye Oyebode. He interned with us September last year, got a job February this year. With the NHS, you can see it right here. The internship is highly successful. And you can definitely, you'll have the slide from this session so you can look at other things that maybe I'm just skipping through. This is another person, today Chineze. So these are the different people. This is another person, Sandra Odushola, who got a job in about 5 months with Hello DPO. It's a company in the UK that's it's in the legal profession space. She got the job as a data protection paralegal after interning as a GRC analyst. So you see how this is highly successful. And this is another good news. And this person was asking for reference after she got a job in her preferred field of finance and accounting. She said, I'm excited to share the good news with you. After 2 years and 7 months in the UK, I have finally, So she said, I have finally secured a job with the in my preferred field. Okay. So that's just the beautiful thing about the work experience program at Amdari. And we provide you with reference. It solidifies everything else that we say we're giving you. That reference they need you to have from a UK company, you get it. So where do you get started? What should you do? Simple. Start with the work experience program at Amdari. It comes with tailored employability, which I would explain, and also job application. Now, this is the old way, which is people applying blindly, all right, certifications without experience, generic CVs, and obviously recruiters will ignore it. No UK work experience, learning without proof, tutorial addiction, and no execution. Like you're just taking more courses after another course. And then no recruiter visibility, weak LinkedIn positioning, no referrals, and you sound like a student instead of a professional. This is the old way. I want you to ditch this today and adopt this. Get real company projects, UK reference. Don't worry, I have all of it for you. I just said get real company projects. You'll be like, oh, where am I going to get it if nobody hires me? That's why we started Amdari. Get UK reference. That's why we started Amdari. You get it here. Portfolio, which shows proof of what you've done. You get it here. Recruiter reviewed CV. We do that for you here. Interview storytelling. You get the interview prep. I showed you the sample. LinkedIn authority. We optimize your LinkedIn. Communication when it comes to applying to jobs. You get it here. Hiring simulation. You get it here. Work placement. Everything in terms of done with you job application also. You get it here. All right. So these are like aspects of the program, the tools. I would like you to go through this off the call. I'm not reading through because of time. All right. But these are the tools data analysts would work with. And these are different job titles you might get to, working during this internship also. Then this is for data scientists. These are the tools. This is for data engineers. These are the tools. You would go through this at your leisure time. Don't worry. Just fill the attendance form and you can go through it. These are the tools for our business analyst interns, for our project management interns. These are their tools. And then for SOC and GRC, these are their tools and these are their tools. So we make sure that you are well taken care of in terms of skills, tools, and experience. These are lists of projects that our interns have worked on also. Some of them, not all of them. And you can click to view more. I'd like to share this with you also. It's in one slide. You get access to this. So data science interns, oh, they work on AI project. Oh, which business partner? Like I said, we have business partners across different locations. So these are different projects across different programs that our interns have worked on, and you will have access to this. So please, if you've not filled the attendance form, ensure you fill it. My colleague is dropping it. You would go through all of that. So what am I trying to say? I'm saying, please become a practitioner, not a graduate. You've been positioning as a graduate. Stop it, okay? So let's say you enroll for the Amdari internship today. You become this person, a consultant. We don't call you an intern. We call you a consultant. Yes, it is for IT novice. That's the whole essence, all right? You don't have experience, but you've taken a course, even if it's briefly, all right? We have crash courses that you can easily also take that helps you perfectly. So you become a consultant once you're enrolled, not an intern. We don't call you an intern so that we do not undermine the quality of projects you work on. And that would defeat the entire process of making it easy for you to land a job within a month or two. Now, you work with this person every day, Mondays to Fridays. This person is a specialist in your niche. They will provide you with learning support. They would assign your projects to you over a project briefing. You work on projects every day, right? Each project takes 2 to 3 weeks. So in the course of 4 months internship at Amdari, you would cover 5 projects or 6. Each project takes about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It depends on the scope of the project. So you are assigned this project by your team lead. Your team lead is this specialist. They work with you Mondays to Fridays. But are you expected to commit 9 to 5? No. If you can commit a minimum of 1 hour per day, that's perfect. All right. But we recommend 3 hours to 2 hours. Okay. So that you can really become skilled. Like I said, you work on projects from health tech, NHS, civil service, fintech, SCM, that's supply chain management, IT sector, EdTech. It depends on your field and what is hiring the most. Even construction and infrastructure is also part of it. And for every business partner of Amdari that you work with, you will get a recommendation letter from them. That's in addition to the fact that Amdari will give you a reference letter. Now, these are some of our project partners. They are companies across the UK, US, and Canada. And I'd like to show you some of them right here on my screen. So let's go to the website of Solace Imaging. So they are actually in the health tech space. They are more into radiology and all that. Then there is also Glamiris, just to show you a few of them. So this is some of them. This is another one, just a minute. So you can scroll down to check them out. So these are some of our business partners that we currently work with. The other website is still loading. So this one is like SaaS. So it's an AI tool for retail and e-commerce. So this is what it looks like. Just a minute. I know it's still loading, yeah, still. So this is what their platform looks like. This is what they look like. So it's different platforms across the UK, US, and Canada, like I mentioned. So we are currently in partnership with quite a number of them. Like you can see some of them on my screen, and you can look them up online also. Okay. So these are some of the businesses where your projects will come from. So your projects are not made up. Your projects are not random. Okay. And this is you again. All right. And this is your employability expert. You work with this person not Mondays to Fridays, but every Thursday. Okay. Every Thursday, because this person mentors you employability wise. They revamp your CV, they optimize your LinkedIn, they are dedicated. You have an entire team of employability experts that you work with. Then they also make sure that you understand how to navigate the UK job market. Remember all I've been saying. Oh, stop applying random. Everything I said on the call today. That sounds like, okay, yeah, nice, blah, blah. We give it to you here in the program. And then personalized interview prep. Like I said, we prep you for interviews one-on-one, and there is a general one that happens every Thursday. There is also a portfolio builder. They work with you to sort your portfolio, UK reference letter, even job support, anything you need. And they also guide you through how to use this platform. Now, this is the AI tool that we've partnered with to make sure that you're tailoring your CV to every job application. And Dari gives you a master CV, which we create for you. You create it, it's done with you. Okay, you are on a call with the employability experts, not AI doing it for you. No. But when it comes to tailoring it to every job application, it has an actual CV to work with, but it just needs to match it to the job requirement. Okay, so it does that, but you have to review it so that you can make adjustments also. Okay, so they work with, so we partnered with CV Matching to take off that stress. Now, CV Matching does not just let you know that, oh, your CV does not work with this application, you need to revamp it. CV Matching also does another thing. It lets you know if the company is sponsoring. It lets you know what if your salary is below or above the threshold. It lets you know. It fixes your CV for you also. After it says, oh, your CV does not work for this job, right? It gives you the percentage. It's a 40% match, 70%. It lets you know it has to be 90% match. So it lets you know it's not a match, and then it revamps it for you. Time permits, I'll show you how it works, but I need to take a, that's why I'm wrapping up already. So I've said so much about this internship and what you do. Now, if you'd like to join the next cohort of this program, it is starting on the 6th of June. All right. If you believe Amdari covers everything you need to get a job fast in the UK, can I see your thumbs up? By the way, your CV is revamped by week 5 and your LinkedIn optimized by week 5, not after the program. You get reference letter while in the program also. Not, oh, you have to be done with the program. No. So if this sounds like what you need to close that gap between you and landing the job, can I see thumbs up? I've seen some, all right. You have 7 months left on your visa. Can I still pick any of these programs? Yeah, so it's 4 months. This program is for 4 months, Florence. And like I said, we work with you until you get the job. We don't say you are done and then we don't like it's over, like you can't reach out and die. No. All right. There's an alumni community, which was why I showed us that. All right. So our intent land jobs within that first 4 months, very early. Just make sure that you are active. Hit every milestone, do everything, and it's very possible to get the job. And the reference, so I won't be playing video, but because you've received the slide to this, you can watch Toyin's video where she said the reference letter that she got from this program contributed to her landing the job, because there were 2 people being considered, but she was picked because her reference was airtight. It's not saying, oh, the other person did not have reference, not necessarily, but it's possible. Of course, they would verify, and after verifying, they're like, okay, this is solid. Wherever Tony is coming from, it is solid. We gave her the reference, and she got the job. That's the quality of what we do with you in Amdari. So you can see this message came in from Healthcare Island, and they said, this is the employer, by the way, Claire. She said, Olainka has nominated you to provide an employment reference for the application to Healthcare Island. And she got the job amazingly. This other person said, the above name has been offered a position. So he already got the job before they requested for reference. That's what happened. Our interns sometimes have gotten the job before reference is requested, but most of them, it's always before they get the job, okay? So don't worry, because we support you with everything you need. Now, enrollment is £800. But because of everybody on this call today, we're giving a discount that allows you to secure your spot with £600. But you can spread it. You don't have to pay all 600. You can pay 200 today, 200 in a month's time, and then 200 in 2 months' time. So you're spreading your payment across 3 months. All right? You're spreading your payment across 3 months. And it's a zero risk promise I'm giving you. Now, we understand that joining a program like this is a very big decision. In fact, most people be like, oh, I've paid for programs before. How sure am I that? First off, I am that confident in the work we do with you. All right? I'm that confident because if we don't deliver on promise, you will not be happy about it. You will not even complete the program. It takes me to the next part of my statement, okay? We understand how big of a decision this is, and that's why we are giving you this zero risk promise, okay? You don't have to pay everything up front, like you can see, but yeah, you don't have to pay everything up front. You can start with the £200 and you continue only if the program is delivering value to you. So by the time you're 1 month in, all right, you're not even paying your second installment yet, right? So you've experienced, you tasted the program, you've seen if everything Omomi said on this call today is factual, or Omomi made it up just because. All right. So you would feel the program, experience the program. If you don't like it, you can stop. You can say, okay, I'm not doing it again. I'm not paying the rest. You are not forced, pressured, or compelled to pay the balance. So if at any point you feel it's not the right fit for you, you can pause future payments. All right. You don't need to continue if you don't like it. But we know you would like this because we earn your trust by delivering the value that we have promised. All right. So if you would like to jump on this, there is another VIP job opportunity workshop that I personally always have. And sometimes I bring the other co-founders of Amdari, Adeza Suleiman and Ifemena Iko. I call it the VIP job opportunity workshop because we have a closed door. So it's a limited slot workshop. It's a closed door conversation where it's everything outside of the obvious strategy. Okay, am I breaking up, guys? Tosin says I'm breaking up. Am I breaking up? Can you type in the chat if I'm breaking up? I want to be sure if it's Tosin or my network. Can anyone hear me? Alexandra, are you the one on the call, or Jennifer? Am I breaking up? Oh, so sorry about that. Oh, okay. Richie says I am not. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. All right. Okay. So we have a VIP job opportunity access and it's limited slot. So it's fast action only. It's for those who, okay, thank you, Ayomide. It's fine on his end. So I think it's your network to see. So it's for those who secure their spot in the next 24 hours. I would work closely with you, done with you job application strategy, LinkedIn positioning, what has worked for me, how I have gotten a job via LinkedIn. I have an entire template on that. It works. I promise you, I would work closely with you to ensure that you are able to secure this. How do you secure your spot? I am going to show you that right now. Now, the reason why you also want to join this VIP job opportunity workshop is because of the access to recruiter coffee chat. Okay, so for the people on the call today, I have 10 slots. So if you're able to secure your spot in the next 24 hours also, you get to have access to this. Now let's take a look at where our interns currently work, and then I show you how to also secure your spot. So right here, you see companies that have hired our interns. So you see different companies right here: Croydon, Deloitte, Deloitte, gov.co.uk, United Nations, NHS, just to mention a few. We have Renewable Parts that is not even here. We have Echoes IT Limited that is not even here. We have quite a number of companies that have hired our interns. So it's an amazing and a successful experience for them. Like I said, we work with you until you get the job. Now, the beautiful thing, yes, can you pay in installments? Obviously, can. But if you want to pay full payment, you even get to save more. So instead of saving £200, you get to save £300 because you get to pay just £500. Okay? So when you come here, select the program you want to enroll for. Okay? It can be data analytics, any of the programs right here on my screen that you want to enroll for. So just scroll down, select apply here. So once you do that, or let's just click on this one. So I'll take questions in about 5 minutes. I just want to show you how to secure your spot. Is it taking time? Still with you. Really takes this long. All right, so here we are. So you can read more about the program. So once you're here, you can see some of your mentors. Remember, I said it earlier, you have mentors you work with. So these are some of the mentors you will get to work with right in the program. I think it's loading. Well, it's loading. Some of their images are loading, but you get to see them right there. So click on apply now. All right. Once you click on apply now, it's loading. So if you have, do you assist in reviewing CV? Yes, that's the core of what we do also, Florence. Apart from the fact that you work on projects, reviewing your CV and opting and revamping it is another thing. So you want to start in June, which is starting on the 6th, right, of June, and you're joining me from the UK. Click on this. If you're joining from US or Canada, select this. Okay, so select June as your preferred month of starting, and then full payment means you get to pay £500. All right. But if you want to do installments, that's fine. You get to do like this. Okay. So click on proceed payment, and you'll be redirected to fill your payment form. So this is just a summary of everything. Payment breakdown 200, 200, 200 for 3 months. You're going with the installment, and then click that your information is correct. You read the terms and conditions. Make sure you also read it, and then click on proceed. Okay. So once you do that, brings you to a form for you to input your card details. Now, because I won't be filling in an actual card detail, let me just show us everything from this part. So let's put it on ×2. So because of time, I can mix it. So right here on this page, just shows you exactly how to take over. Taking time. All right, let's go. So once you filled your card details, right, and you click on pay, you will be brought to this page to fill this assessment, this enrollment form. So select your skill level. Are you a beginner, intermediate person? Whatever your skill level is, select it. Country of residence, UK, US, Canada, select it. Your gender, select it. How did you find out about Amdari? Select it. What influenced your decision to join this program? Type it here also, okay? And then which of our sessions influenced your decision? Now, by virtue of being on the call with me today, please select select UK Job Lab, okay? This is the UK Job Lab session. So don't select Saturday info, select the UK Job Lab as the session of influence. Once you've done that, click on complete payment. So once I see your enrollment within the next 24 hours, I add you to that VIP job application workshop, okay? I add you to the VIP job application workshop, which is where I personally work closely with you to ensure that you're able to secure a job. And once you're done, your payment is successful, you click on go to dashboard. You can take free crash courses. You can see them. Free crash courses while you wait for the internship to start. You can see it's across all the programs that have been showing us from the start of this. You can see them. You can select which program you want to take a course in, and you'll be redirected there. So if you go with installment payment, you can also check out your billing history, or when is your next payment. You can even request grace period. Everything is on your dashboard. You can easily access it. So one thing I can tell you for a fact is this program is one that would shorten your time to hire. If you've been applying and applying, unable to get desired results, this will shorten it. So again, I ask, do you need participation trophy or you need a job offer? All right. Because if at the end of the day you believe that this experience is going to increase your chance of landing that interview or that job, trust me, you want to secure your spot today. Because like I said, you are guaranteed of us working with you closely until you get a job. So I will take questions right now, and I'll read the last question I see in the chat. I know I've been attending to questions as we go, but I will take the one in the chat. And then if you have any question for me, please raise your hand, because I will be also taking verbal questions, not just the one in the chat. So Adeyemi says, hi, please do you do, oh sorry, so the enrollment link has been dropped, but let me drop it again. So this is the enrollment link, okay? So if you secure your spots, I just dropped it for you, okay? So just follow the steps I showed and you'll be good. Adeyemi says, hi, please do you do only internship for someone with some certifications? Yeah, we only do internship at Amdari, where you work on projects. Yeah, we do it. Whether you have certifications or you just have certificates, we do internship for everybody. As long as you want to gain work experience that comes with reference, that comes with recommendation, and that comes with actual business problems. So I hope that answers it. Okay, hi Bosun, please go on with your question. Bosun, are you there? Okay, Alexandra, I don't know if you're the one on the call or Jenny. Privilege that they have, they can already unmute themselves. Because I'm not sure they can unmute. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Alex, are you there? Or is that Jennifer? Please allow people to unmute. Let me know if you've done that so that Bosu can speak. So while we are waiting for that to be done, at DME, is it this? So this program is not about certification or certificate. It's just work experience. So whether you have certification, it's the same thing. But like everybody is the same, right? So the payment already comes with a discount, which takes it from 800 to 600, and even 500 if you want to pay full payment. Okay. So that's the discount that we currently have available at the end. But so can you unmute yourself now? Okay. Just a minute, please. Jennifer, are you here? I don't think they can unmute yet. Not working. Okay. Hold on, let me reach out to my. All right. So let's hold on for her to be back. Can you unmute now? Is it done? Amdari growth. For everyone else, please, if you have a question, you can just use the chat. All right. So, Bosun, can you type so that I can just respond to you? Because I'm not sure. I can't give you that unmute access from my end. And I don't think my colleague is on the call. I will ask it here. Do you cater for remote jobs instead of? Yes, yes, yes. So let me show you something on the job board. In fact, we even have I'll show you just a minute. All right. So let me come back here. Share this tab. So we have a job board on Amdari's dashboard. Every intern has access to this. You can apply to different jobs. There are remote jobs across the UK that you can apply to every time. So let me show you. Just a minute. So if you look at my screen, you see it right here, job board. So there are different jobs you can apply to. So we fetch these jobs every day, and it's across different programs, and you can easily come here, apply for jobs, easily come here. You can scroll and scroll, you can see as far back as so many months ago. All right, so you can easily apply to different jobs right here. So we have jobs on our platform. So let me pick some randomly. Just a minute. Okay. So you can see these are the company names. These are the company names. You can look them up. Technical consultant, head of data and data analytics, Mid Yorkshire teaching NHS trust. You can apply to different companies from here. So we have the remote jobs on our platform. And even outside of our platform, we can still guide and support you to apply to different jobs. So I think you can unmute now or soon. So do you still want to say something? But for everyone else who is trying to secure their spots, this is the enrollment link again. Hi, Bosun.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good
Good
evening.
evening, everyone. Actually, I've asked the question, but just to really put it in proper perspective. So instead of the CS jobs, and as you rightly said, you also cater for remote jobs. For us that are not really interested in traveling down, that would like the freedom of location, I think that's the welcome development. And also, another thing that would keep in those people that are given, that have been talking about, that have been testifying,
Yeah.
I think they will do well also if they can put the salary cap or the salary offers too. Okay, I got a job, so this thing, and this is how much I was offered. I think that will also go a long way in encouraging
Not
us
great.
too. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for that. So I actually have one of those. Not all of them share the salary, some of them do. Some of them will tell you, oh, 38% increase. I think Pedro is one of those people also. Um, but there are some of them that will tell you. So we had somebody that the salary was over 50 pounds, 50K by the way, was over 50K pounds. So that's like another thing there. So sure. We have some of them that tell you, some of them will tell you percentage increase from what they currently earn, while some of them will not share for them. I get you. Okay, thank you very much for that, for Sue. I hope you'll be joining us also.
Yeah.
All right. The yes is not sounding very confident, also. Are you fine with applying and not getting results?
I will apply, and it's just I have some food in my mouth. That's right. So I will apply, and I'm putting in my just.
All right, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let me see if I have another question in the chat. Okay, it's just posting saying we can now on. So let me drop the enrollment link once again and take another question. So anyone who has a question for me, can you go on and raise your hand? So I'll take questions. I'll take two more people if I have anyone with a question. But apart from that, if you want to speak to me within the week, there is a clarity session I post 1 p.m. every day. The 8 p.m. session is my colleague, then I am for 1 p.m. So if you'd like to if you'd like to speak to me during the week, you can actually book that clarity. So my colleague will drop the link for you to book in the chat. But apart from that, please can I see yeah, so it's been dropped. So in case you want to speak to me. So if you would like to join this program, okay, and you don't have any other question, that's fine. I will drop the link in the chat. So we'll be wrapping up shortly, guys. If you don't ask me a question, I'll ask one last question. Okay, if you don't ask me any question, I would ask one question. I don't see any hand raised again, so I guess we're good. I most likely have answered everybody's question. In case a question comes to your mind after this session, just click on that link so that you can book clarity call with me Monday to Friday, any day of the week, 1 p.m. Okay, I want to ask, but I can't see any icons raised. And just unmute yourself to see and ask. Just unmute. You can unmute yourself.
Oh, thank you, Naomi. Thank you, and thank you for all you've been saying since. So, like, I just want to know. You said we need a minimum of we could spend an hour a day for the training, but it's best we use like 3 hours to actually get much from it. So I now want to ask, do we get to choose the time we are available, or will be scheduled and then we make ourselves available based on the scheduled time?
Valid question. So you don't, so this is how it works. Mondays to Fridays, you're expected to show up, yes. But twice that week, you have standard agreed meeting time. That meeting time, Dari doesn't pick it for you. I don't pick it for you. Even your team lead does not pick it for you. You and your teammates will decide on that time. So yes, you're going to have teammates. That's why I gave us those scenario of teams. In fact, you work on projects that will be cross-functional. So you have team that you work with. Now that team, you meet them on the 6th of June. That's the day your internship starts. You meet this team on the 6th of June. That is the day that you guys get to know each other. Oh, hi, I'm joining from Birmingham, I'm joining from London, I'm joining from Manchester, that kind of thing. So you guys will now pick the time and the day of the week that works for you. Based on that you've picked, you guys will now show up. So that's going to be your standard meeting days and time. But you see the other 3 days that you guys don't have meeting, that you guys don't, yes, you can work on your task any time of the day. And the meeting time is typically evening time, like night, 9 p.m., 8 p.m. Again, it really depends on your team and what you guys decide. 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., whatever you guys. I know a team in this internship that has their meeting by 12 a.m. Only God knows why they picked that time. That's when they have their meeting, 12 a.m. Seems to work for every one of them, right? So it's going to, even your team lead does not influence it. You guys just let your team lead know that this is the time you want to use for the meeting, and they make it work. So it's just twice every week throughout that quarter. But the other 3 days now, you can choose to say, oh, I will work on my task in the morning, I'll work on my task in the afternoon or night. Just make sure that you're chatting on the go in your WhatsApp group with your team. Maybe you have an update, maybe you have a question, maybe you have a contribution, or maybe you need clarity, or maybe somebody said something and you want to add to it, right? That, you know, that kind of typical conversation that will go on in a team amongst teammates, deliberation, brainstorming, objection even, right? Things like that. Those conversations typically happen on your WhatsApp group. So you are working on your task today. You guys are not meeting today. Hi, so let's say your teammate is, let's say Tayo is your teammate. So you can tag Tayo to something and say, oh, the document is done and I've added it to your, I've sent it to your email. Please check your email. When you're done, you can let so person on the team know, you know, that kind of thing. Then you guys already meet twice every week. So it's not like you guys are working in isolation, you know. So when you guys now meet, you guys are synergizing, you guys are aligning together and all that. So that's the structure. Does that help? Does that help?
Thank you. Yeah, you answered it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, do I have any more questions? One more person, or we call it please. But if I don't have any question, that's fine. I would like to ask you, who is joining, who is enrolling between today, tomorrow? Type 1 in the chat. Who is enrolling after tomorrow? Type 2. You are enrolling within the next 24 hours. 1 in the chat. You're enrolling after tomorrow. Type 2. I want to see how many people I should be expecting to join the VIP workshop. All right. So can I see your 1 or your 2 in the chat? You are joining within the next 24 hours. 1. You are joining. So, Tosin, you want to miss my 3. But soon you're not joining at all. Is that what you mean? Because 3 is not on my list. But so after you said you're enrolling. 2. Okay. Can I see more responses? Is it just Boso and Tosin that I have here? Do you guys want me to call names? Let me call some names I have. So we'll be wrapping up shortly, guys. We're kind of done for today. I appreciate you all for your attention on the call, for staying with me. Bosu, Bruyo, Daniel, Florence, freedom of the mind. You're not speaking now that I'm saying when I